Hello and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Brendan Hess. I'm here with my favorite Underdog Fantasy Pick'em plays for Monday, July 28th, 2025. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up for promo code DailyDog. That's DAILYDOG at UnderdogFantasy.com or on the Underdog Fantasy app for a deposit match bonus. Best deposit match out there. Use promo code DailyDog to get it. Sorry, I missed Friday's show. Had something come up. Couldn't record on time to get this thing out for everyone to get their picks in. So I thought, well, you know what? I don't want to tease them with stuff that they're going to miss or that'll already be underway. So I'm sorry about that. But hey, we're back at it today with a bunch of entries in Major League Baseball, tennis, WNBA. We got our lotto entry. We got our Dong squad, all that other good stuff. And also, we got lots to discuss with the MLB trade deadline. I mean, we saw, I think Ryan McMahon going to the Yankees is a little bit interesting. He's not necessarily had the greatest year, but he has turned it up a little bit before that deal came through, and he's obviously good defensively for the Yankees. So that is a little bit interesting. And then there's a lot of other guys that are rumored to be on the move. People think Joe Ryan on the Twins could move. That would be massive if that happened. Luis Robert, Adrian Hauser, a couple White Sox guys that might be on the move. Sandy Alcantara, Edward Cabrera from the Marlins could be on the move. So lots and lots of action to be on the table. And I bring that up just because we could see some rosters flip, or not flip, but we could see some players flip teams today before we even get games underway. So that could obviously affect these things if we have someone in a lineup and then he gets pulled out because he's on an airplane across the country to join his new team. New people could be in the order. The order could change, all that other stuff. So it is worth mentioning that be aware that we might have to make some adjustments on the fly based on when people get dealt. I don't think we have anyone who's got like a huge move risk, but you never know. So let's go with MLB entry number 1, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He is not going to be on the move. Higher than 0.5 RBIs for those Blue Jays. Obviously Vladdy is batting second or third most days, so he's usually getting a couple opportunities with base runners in scoring position. He's going against Zach Eflin and the Orioles team he knows well, pitcher he knows well. I like Vladimir Guerrero higher than 0.5 RBIs. I'm going to pair that with Willi Castro, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for the Twins. He's a little bit of an underappreciated asset for this Twins team. He's not Byron Buxton or anything like that. It's not like he's having a banner year. He's batting 254. But he's not bad base runner, and he's also got a little bit of pop in his swing. Over the course of his career, he's been, he's having basically a career year, and he's been injured a little bit this year as well. So I like Willi Castro higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs coming up in this game for those Minnesota Twins as they take on the Boston Red Sox and Richard Fitz, who's not scary at all. So Guerrero, RBI, Castro, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, 3.93x. MLB number 2, Jackson Chourio, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for the Brewers as they take on Matt Boyd and the Cubs. Boyd's been good, but Chourio is just great, especially at home. Get on base, score, drive someone in. You know the drill. Pairing that with Jahmai Jones of the Tigers, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs against Eduardo Rodriguez, the weak link in the D-backs pitching rotation. I really do expect Jahmai Jones to get this thing done easily. You're getting a flat multiplier here, which is beautiful. I think his first time up, he's going to get through this. He's either going to get on and get driven in, or he's going to drive someone in, depending on where he's in the order. That's a 3x multiplier. Jackson Chourio, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Jahmai Jones, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. MLB number 3, we are going to go with Nick Castellanos, higher than 0.5 runs scored. Castellanos has been heating up a little bit. Get a little pop in the bat. He can drive himself in. But if he gets on, obviously this offense for the Phillies is good. The Phillies just overall, basically any way you want to swing it, this team is pretty dang good. So I'm going to be playing Castellanos higher than 0.5 runs here. Pairing that with Bobby Witt Jr. higher than 1.5 total bases for the Royals as they take on the Braves and Spencer Strider. Strider obviously has been rounding into form, but Bobby Witt Jr. can hit a double off of anybody. So give me Bobby Witt Jr. higher than 1.5 total bases with Nick Castellanos higher than 0.5 runs scored, 3.55x multiplier. And then MLB number 4, the hottest trade deadline name, Eugenio Suarez higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I don't think it's going to happen today, but we will see by the end of this week. Eugenio Suarez higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Paired with Matt Olson higher than 0.5 RBIs as they take on the Royals and old man Rich Hill, 45-year-old pitcher out there. Matt Olson gets a bat behind Ronald Acuna Jr. Good chance of getting an RBI versus Rich Hill in that scenario. So Matt Olson higher than 0.5 RBIs. Eugenio Suarez higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. 3.72x multiplier. Pitchers number 1, Yoshinobu, Yamamoto, Chase Burns, lower than 0.5. First inning runs allowed. Dodgers, Reds. I don't necessarily think it's going to be that clean. Yamamoto's maybe hit a wall. Chase Burns, young pitcher, but he's usually got a good couple innings in him before things maybe fall apart. So I do think we're going to get out of the first inning here. Just the way the Dodgers bats have been so inconsistent, especially early in games. And then Yamamoto just got to get 3 outs. So take in lower than 0.5 in that Dodgers-Reds game. Then we'll take Frankie Montas and Dylan Cease lower than 0.5 for first inning runs allowed in this Padres-Mets game. A little bit scary potentially, because Cease can give up the long ball, but Montas has been pretty good. Again, we only need 3 outs each. I think that we got a good shot here with the way these offenses, again, don't necessarily light the world on fire early in the games, especially the Padres. Pitchers number 2, we're going to go Steven Strider, Rich Hill, lower than 0.5 first inning runs allowed. I know it's contradicting my RBI with Matt Olson, but first inning, get out of there, old man Rich Hill, and then later in your start, let the age catch up with you. Then I'm going to take Bradley Blaylock and Slade Ciccone higher than 0.5 first inning runs allowed in this Rockies-Guardians game. I just don't like either one of these pitchers. I think they're both really susceptible to give up a home run early, so that's a 3.18x multiplier with Strider Hill, lower 0.5 first inning runs allowed. Blaylock, Ciccone higher 0.5 first inning runs allowed. WNBA number 1, we're going to go with Skylar Diggins, lower than 16.5 points, and we are going to pair her with Paige Buchers higher than 16.5 points. I know that, that could be a little bit scary there with Buchers, who's, a young player, got to play against the Liberty. So, maybe she'd shut down, but I think that she's going to rise to this occasion. And that's a 3x multiplier. WNBA number 2, Tina Charles higher than 16.5 points. Sun at home. Good chance for Charles to have a good game while she is at home. And then Sabrina Ionescu higher than 21.5 points, because we know Breanna Stewart is probably not going to be playing. If Stewart plays, then this could change things, but I don't think she's going to. That is a 3x multiplier. Tennis entry number 1, Damir Zumher higher than 0.5 sets 1 versus Francisco Comasana. And then Fabian Marozan lower than 20.5 games played versus Hugo Delian. Delian is a clay court specialist that doesn't really get out of South America. I think Marozan's serve is going to win the day. Zumher's playing great tennis right now. I don't know why he's only half of a set 1 versus Comasana, another clay court player. That's only 2.13x multiplier, but let's just win and worry about how low the multiplier was after we are collecting that cash. Tennis entry number 2, Carson Brandstein, lower than 0.5 cents 1 against Maria Sakkari. Sakkari is back in business. She has waited a long time to get back in business, but she's playing well now, so I'm gonna follow that. And then Renata Zarazua higher than 0.5 sets 1 versus Katie Bolter. Katie Bolter just doesn't play clean at all. She loses sets she shouldn't all the time. I think Zarazua playing in North America, she's a Mexican player, is definitely going to feel good about playing in her home continent. 3x multiplier. Lotto entry number 1. Jacob Mizrowski higher than 6.5 strikeouts. Cubs are feast or famine at the plate. A lot of these guys will swing at everything because they're swinging for the homer. I think Mizrowski is going to throw that high heat and get 7 or more strikeouts. Slade Ciccone higher than 2.5 earned runs allowed for the Guardians against the Rockies. The Rockies offense, they only scored 1 run yesterday, but in general, their offense has woken up a little bit. So I just don't like Slade Ciccone at all. A lot of young bats in this lineup for the Rockies are hungry. They're not that good of a team, but I think they can score some runs here. Addison Barger higher than 2.5 total bases. I don't want to play the home run because this guy can hit doubles. He can hit a couple singles, and a double. He's got lots of ways of getting there. So give me Addison Barger higher than 2.5 total bases. And then Jose Altuve higher than 1.5 total bases. Nothing too crazy with old man Altuve. He's carrying this team. Obviously, the Astros have run into some trouble over the last month or so, but Altuve is still Altuve. And I think that he is going to get more than 2 bags here. All right, that is a 23.23x multiplier. Flex it, 13.94x if it goes 4 for 4, 3.25x if it goes 3 out of 4. Dong Squad number 1. We are going to go with Mookie Betts higher than 0.5 home runs. Corbin Carroll higher than 0.5 home runs. Brent Rooker higher than 0.5 home runs. Mookie Betts against Chase Burns. I like that a lot. 93.26x if it goes 3 for 3. Flex it, 46.63x or 7.4x if it goes 2 out of 3. Got to hit those flex Dong Squads. Dong squad number 2, Wyatt Langford, higher than 0.5 home runs. Kyle Schwarber, higher than 0.5 home runs. And Mickey Moniak, higher than 0.5 home runs. Obviously, that goes with my fade of Slade Ciccone. Kyle Schwarber can hit home runs versus literally anybody, so nothing to fret there. And then Wyatt Langford, just another underrated player. Not necessarily has as many home runs as I want this year, but let's get one today. 60.21x, flex at 30.1x, or 6.96x if it goes 2 out of 3. All right, that's all I got for you today. Good luck on your picks, and let's make some money.